So again, I'm being tagged with a buddy of mine, but I know it's not what's best for my career at that moment. And quite frankly, it wasn't going to be what's best for his because I knew what was going to happen. Hulk stepped in, thank God, for my benefit. And during creative, like TV production, not creative, but he was not part of the creative team. Let me just start off by saying that Hulk had nothing to do with creative, but he was in there every week for production meetings. And I'd always hear from the other guys, whether it's Tommy or Dreamer, or I'm not going to mention names, other guys, Bubba Ray, other guys. They'd be like, dude, Hogan really, really went to bat for you just now. I was like, what happened? And he goes, and everyone would be like, he doesn't get what the fuck they're doing with you. And I was like, did you tell them to get in line? And so anyway, so he goes, so I find out later on, like, the Hulk would, why is Matt Morgan tagging with Joey Ryan? Like, what's the reason? I don't get the backstory. Is there a backstory even? And if there is or isn't, what's his future? Because there's nobody else on this roster that looks like him. Okay? There's no one that's as physical looking as he is and as dominating looking as he is. Why are we doing this with him? I just don't think we're getting our money's worth out of him, quite frankly. Something to that effect, basically. Just putting me over is the nut and bolts of the story, okay? And that was awesome, obviously. Your childhood idol's going to bat for you? You fucking kidding me? What gets better than that, other than, okay, wrestling Ric Flair. But, so I was, again, ecstatic about that. But then what does that mean for me and Joey? So what would happen is every time Hulk would speak up about it, they would kind of like, well, we really don't know what to do with Joey and Matt because we have this idea. The creative team would be like, we have this story for Joey and Matt that has to go in this direction. But here's this icon telling us that it's retardedly stupid, and this one guy should be, the end-all, be-all of God's gift of professional wrestling. So what are we supposed to do here? Well, they should have picked a position and played it and not do the back and forth because that literally week to week would go back and forth, if you remember. It would be, like you just said, I'd look like a bodyguard for 2 seconds, and then that next week I'm cutting promos against Hulk Hogan in the ring one-on-one. I'm making him piss his pants. I'm choking him up against the wall. Setting up for what looks like, hopefully, an angle against him in the ring, maybe, if he's able to physically do it, which I knew he wouldn't be. I never thought he would be, but I always hoped. So that's very confusing to the fans. But, again, I'm going to agree with Hulk, obviously, and I'm going to be stupid not to. That was the route to go, at least. Let's put me in a featured role, at least, that I'm being somewhat different, and we're maximizing my potential slightly better than just putting me out there as another guy. And